right, greetings, people. Greetings to all of you that are tuning in and or checking the video out later. I have so much uh, to go over. Part of it's going to be a continuation of yesterday, but or more of an elaboration. But man, so much to go over. So I might end up. I might just break this up because it might go for a while. Pardon the lighting. I see like one half of my face is brightly lit more so than the other side. But I'm just looking at that as like yin and yang, yin and yang. In some enunciations it's yin and yang, but yeah, so, we have to have that balance and harmony, the light, the dark, which dark doesn't necessarily have to be evil. But I digress. Yeah, so much to go over. So it is actually still part of the magic hour right now. So what I'd like to do is make sure that as I'm sharing with you, I am reaching out to that higher degree of your true soul, not your false soul, your true soul. So we want to keep the ego at bay. Put the ego in the back seat. Let him be a passenger. That's the part of this, or the intent and the drive behind the work that I am doing and this series and these vids and so forth that I'm sharing. You can't destroy the ego because it belongs here in the physical. That's how it attaches itself to us. It's a physical aspect, a physical parasite. Some people talk as if the ego is a good thing. It's no. Be mindful that we have a lot of agents out here. And a lot of these celebrities are agents. You have to understand the CIA influences and controls Hollywood, including the screenplays they put out. Trust me, I'm in the business, and so to speak. But yes, I mean, I can actually list some names, and you would be surprised. But maybe we'll cover that in another video, so we can just expand this thing, right? So, but understand that there are a lot of agents here. This whole thing with the internet, this is, again, I reiterate, this is not new technology, people. The internet is sitting right there in the hieroglyphics. You have to understand, you truly need to understand what this is all about when you're dealing with the internet. So, pardon me. I was just outside getting some of that beautiful sun, those sun rays. May have gotten a little tan. I was out there soaking it up, getting my downloads, grounding. And so received a lot of messages that are just plaguing me to get out. I mean, most of the stuff is information that's already just been stewing inside of me. I just, just dealing with my own evolution and ascension process, and thinking that it goes back into some of what I was saying yesterday. I've always wanted a partner in this journey. I've always wanted a partner, a life partner, my soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call that person, but that union where we're building each other consistently. And we're able to call each other when we're having those moments when the ego and too much of the world is taking us from that alignment. We're right there in it with each other. Just hey, wake up! Get back on point. You need to get back in alignment. You're allowing your mind to be manipulated and controlled. So, and that brings me to part of some of the things I want to discuss. Your enemies, these disagreeables, they're learning you. And they're using this technology not only to possess you, but to learn you. So by that, I guess I'm gonna start this first segment off. It makes me think about how these women, you women, are putting your children online. You're throwing up pictures. You're throwing all your business online. Listen, people, this system is its own entity. It is a collective, living, existing, breathing entity. Now, this entity is invading our realm. They actually do exist in another realm with us. But now, in which this cycle repeats, they want to enter our realm. They've been fighting to enter our realm. And in doing that, they use this AI technology to possess physical bodies. You must have a physical body to exist in this earth realm, this realm, as there are many. So the easiest way to do that is to formulate an agenda, create the technology behind that agenda, or vice versa, and possess the minds. Once you possess the minds and possess the bodies, now you're bringing your whole team into this realm, because you can now encourage and influence people to utilize that technology to create transhumanism. Yes. See, if I can sway you to do one thing, except this one thing that is unnatural, I can persuade you to accept the next thing that comes along with it, because all energy is relative. You understand that? You have to understand all energy is related. Whatever energy you support, you are opening yourself to every other energy that relates to that. You can't segregate it. It's not going to work, because like energy must gravitate and attract to that of its own likeness. I'm going to break that down even more on some of these other topics when I start to get into this relationship. But so I'm going to keep flowing here, get back on track of what I was talking about. You putting your children online. See, when there was slavery amongst indigenous people, or indigenous, Africans that were already here in the Americas and abroad. Actually, it wasn't just here in the Americas, but when that type of slavery existed, they were the first Manchurian or MK Ultra candidates. All the psychological and metaphysical practices, corrupted practices, were utilized on those slaves. So you understand that to sell a slave, they had what was called the chopping block. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was called the chopping block. So you have to understand that you're still slaves. You're economic slaves. And you're slaves to this beast system. Now, there are entities in this beast system that are vampiric. They feed on earthling flesh, and they feed on earthling energy. Now we have situations where, children are coming up missing. You have organ stealing. And how do you think that happens? You think people just go around picking random children? No. You have predators, billionaires, millionaires, and they have people online working to find their victims. These agents serving the matrix system. So the moment you're out here putting your child up and their location and everything they like to do, what you like to do with them, it's the art of war, and you're giving all of your intel to your enemy. You're giving all of your personal intel to the very enemy that is in search of particular victims. So let's say I'm a billionaire and I got a certain preference. I'm a billionaire and pardon me, let's back up because they don't put that in the universe. Pardon me, universe. Let's change that example a bit. So let's say you have, you don't have, but out there, in here, in this world, this universe, this AI universe, you have pedophiles. What do they call them now? PDOs, whatever. All these sick, monstrous entity possessed. That's what it is. Most of them are the actual entities, but there are those that are actually possessed by this. See, if I put you under hypnosis or I possess you, you don't know that that's what's happening to you. You understand how they created Manchurian candidates, MK Ultras? You understand that they now have the technology, they're more advanced in how they put you under a state of hypnosis. And they tell you right to your face directly, but you think it's entertainment. You think, oh, that's just a movie. See, we've always lived in a technological age. Technology has always been a part of our existence. Just because it appears new doesn't mean that it's new and never existed before. It's right there in the hieroglyphics around the world. Look at your clothes, look at your hairstyles, look at the beards we're wearing. You think those are fads that have always existed. They just keep replaying themselves. They just throw a different little twist here and there, and it's the same thing. So you have these, whatever you want to call them, it matters. It matters because your perception. When you say demon, you say you're relating it to religion. They gave you religion. The world was never about religion, especially for melanated people. Indigenous melanated, it was never about religion. It's always been about metaphysics, physics, and esoterics. And that encompasses math and sacred geometry, all of that information. It's always been about that. Astrology, astronomy, that is always what it's been about. They gave you religion to keep you duped, distracted, ignorant. In fact, if you look up the very word sin in Hebrew, it translates as ignorance. You're born of ignorance. You're not born of something negative and bad and blah. That's garbage. Because by law, everything is supposed to be under the laws of abundance and prosperity and joy. So wouldn't that be a contradiction? So you're putting your children, taking these pictures, letting the enemy know your location, what your children like to do, what you like to do with and for your children, what kind of candy, what they like to wear, the colors, what TV shows they enjoy. So now if I see you and your child somewhere, and you by chance, and I'm hunting for a particular child, and your child fits my clients or my masters. Oh, I went back there again. Cancel. Okay, so the hunter is looking for a particular child, and your child fits the masters or their clients' description, their taste. Your child has all the ingredients they're looking for. Now, in a moment, and here's the thing, they can set up scenarios. How do you think this organ stealing happens? You think these shootouts are really so random in the melanated communities? Well, not communities, but in the melanated areas. We don't have communities. I don't know why people keep falling for that, saying that Black people have communities. We don't have communities. Because see, when you have a community, you have a network. You have a specific schooling system, shopping system. Like there are things in that community that are particular to your group. Groups that belong to you own structures and they facilitate things in the community. Businesses, they facilitate, though. They own these businesses. When you walk into a store, you see someone that looks like you, that is you, that owns that store and is working that store, that hospital, that banking, that economic structure. You're getting it twisted. Ghettos are not communities. Poor neighborhoods are not communities. So they can set up these scenarios. You're a young teenager, you're healthy, and you live a certain particular lifestyle. So they will cater your demise to your lifestyle. Y'all have to understand how deep this goes. You better understand. You think it's a game, and it is a game. It's a game that you don't have enough to play properly or adequately. They told you it's a game of life, but they didn't give you all the rules. So because you live a particular lifestyle, you put it all on the internet, they know how to get you. See, every piece of information you're putting online, feeding to your enemies, they know how to get to you. Yeah. So just keep displaying your children and putting them on the chopping block. Just keep doing it. Because, hey, it doesn't happen to me. Yeah, right. All right. There you go in arrogance. Because you're participating through the ego. You're participating in this game via your ego. And when you're walking the path of ego, see, we all come here actually to live long, to live long life, long, prosperous lives, abundant, happy, joyful lives. But you have to understand that when you chose this, as you made the jump or you got pulled in here and so forth, or tricked into coming back here, if you don't learn or understand the difference between your true self and your false self, and you continue to live through ego, you're going against the grain of your natural alignment, because your natural alignment is all knowing. There are things that you come here to accomplish and to fulfill, contracts that you might need to reconcile. But there are things in your journey that you are supposed to fulfill when you're walking in your true soul, your true self, in your proper alignment, and you will be protected and live that life to give them the opportunities to fulfill those things. But the challenge is they stimulate and indoctrinate your ego, and the ego is ignorant, unknowing, foolish. So therefore, you have no agreements that are in alignment with the Most High's creative source. You don't have any agreements there. So therefore, you can meet with early demise or be plagued with some illness, mishaps, mishaps. Those mishaps can be your children. This AI technology, these computers. I just saw an article on LinkedIn that pulled up, and it said that what's that Amazon thing? Alexis was recording children without them knowing. And you know, people keep complaining about this Alexis. See, AI, I'm telling you, it's in the hieroglyph. The information is there. You don't have to listen to me. Go look it up for yourself. Do your due diligence. But it is consciousness. It is alive, and it knows exactly what it's doing and how it's fulfilling its agenda to come into our world, our realm. And you people are just laying yourselves out there. Just turning yourselves up and turning your children over. Here you go. Here's my baby boy, my baby girl. Here you go. On a platter for you. This is one of the slowest. Yeah, y'all don't even seem to understand. Y'all think this this homosexual gay right agenda is just about that. No. They're gonna move you because it's all perverted. It's all inverted and it's all perversion. All that like energy must support itself. Attract and gravitate to more energy. More perverse, inverted energy. All that energy supports itself. So you want to know what the real long-term agenda is. And it's in the hieroglyphics as well. Legalize child sacrificing. Oh, I know that's a tough pill to swallow. It can't be, right? It can't be. It's always been. Why do you think all the children come up missing? Now, thanks to you, those of you who just choose to ignorantly live in ego and participate in support, thanks to you all, it's going to repeat the cycle and legitimize itself. Oh, you don't have to listen to me. The evidence is all too real, so squash what I'm saying. Just keep playing. Enjoy that game. If Keep feeding your children to those beings who like to eat them and feed on them. I mean, even the celebrity. I mean, it's all it's telling you. They don't even care. They're so arrogant. They don't even care because they know they got you due. They don't even care anymore. They're putting videos up on how to eat people. Like, yeah, the thigh. You get the thigh and the thigh has good. Y'all keep thinking this shit is just for fun. It is for fun for them. You are their source of energy and entertainment. And they just keep you distracted, give you some parties and some clubs and all these places. Like I'm out here in Vegas now, and it's like everything says spirits. Casinos, spirits. So they tell you right up front. They tell you right to your face. They don't tell you, like in some states I've lived in, they say drinks. And you know what that means. It's drinks. You see a bar, you see drinks. Drinks just half price, it's an adult facility. And they say drinks. But here, they tell you blatantly. And you pay no mind to it because you're living in ego. So when you're living in ego, you don't think. You're not thinking. You're being led. You're being manipulated. You're not thinking on your own. See, this is what higher consciousness, your true soul, it does. It thinks because it's all knowing. It uses your true eye. So these eyes come with this body. But this eye is with you always. That's what this represents. But they'll tell you is in, the inverted information to it, the evil eye. And that's what this is about. That's why it's in the pyramids. So they're giving you the information, but you just want to live in your ego and allow your ego to perceive it the way they want you to perceive. You don't understand that you're doing it because it's habitual. It's like, you don't think about when you get up to put your clothes on, your shirt on or something, which arm you're going to put in the sleeve first. You don't do that. Once they get you in a pattern of habitual training, because they study you and you're so gullible, you give them all the information they need to know how to direct you. So they give you the pattern. They have you thinking that you are doing things that make you happy and stimulate you, that provide your life for you. But that's not what it is. They have you actually serving everything to them. That's really what's happening. You just think, I pay my bills, I go to job, I got a good job, and it's wonderful. All the people at the job, they treat us like a family. They say, we're family, and So, and then when we talk about the job, we say our company. Oh shit! You trip the lingo they give you, like they give you the lingo. Yeah, we're family. Everyone's close. We talk about anything. We have cookouts and we attend. We get together and talk. We talk. We're a family. This is a family. You want to come here and work for us? You're gonna be family. And you buy into that, like you just absorb that shit, like, because we're not an independent species. We are a very dependent species. And we love to be sociable. We love to have the family. We just love to feel wanted. There's nothing wrong with that. because we are a loving species, and love is a law, and we're supposed to be about love in this world. We really and truly are. Genuinely, we all just we like to see everyone happy, fulfilling their goals in life, fulfilling their alignment. We Earthlings really would like to have that in this world, but unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. So, people, I suggest to you, I understand you enjoy being online. I understand it, but I advise that you put a cap on it. Keep your children out of it. I beg of you, keep your children. Most of you don't even know or not even aware that Bill Gates, all of these people who are pumping out the technology, they do not allow their children, their own children, to hold these devices. I mean, literally hold them. They don't give them these things. Yeah, your Bill Gates, your whoever this guy is, the creator. I'm telling you, these people, because they're elitists, and you want to think that they are cool, down to earth, healthy minded people, but no, they are participating in things that would make you just vomit on yourself. But they don't give their children, their young children and grandchildren, access to those devices because it's a portal. Alexis is showing you. You're walking around with androids that look like you're walking around and working next to synthetic beings that are houses and hosts to these lower dimensional entities. You are. And you're surrendering yourself, your family, and your children, most of all, to these things that are putting you on their menu. Take those pictures down. Keep your children offline. That is a personal part of your business. That's a personal part of your life. Stop exposing yourself. I mean, they're chemtrailing. They're contrailing you. You think that's just artwork? I don't get it. Like, look up. You're really that distracted you can't absorb light. There was used to be an expression: you can't see the forest for the trees. Or the other expression: stop and smell the roses. This is why the earth is being terraformed right up underneath your nose. Organic life is coming to a non-existence, at least for earthlings. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm just going to say again, and go to the next video, next topic. But I wanted to share that. I needed to get that out. And I'll probably cover it again, get more extensive, but because you really truly need to understand what this AI technology, it's all about. It is its own entity. These are beings, people. These beings they're millions of years more advanced than we are in this realm. They've always been here. They've always been fighting over this planet. I've talked to some of them personally. Yeah, look, go to my video on my channel where you see I'm talking and there's a CCTV. You see the entity move. Now, it could have been one of my personable entities protecting me because I was going to a certain place. I think that's what I've been instructed as. Like, I never really asked what it was. I just was so astonished that I'm actually being able, because I've had all these experiences, and very rare, seldom have I been able to actually, all the experiences I've had, the encounters. And that's the only good thing. I mean, that's just one of the good things I do admire about technology, is that we could use it, but but we're allowing it to supersede our humanity and our consciousness. But to have access to be able to show people, hey, bam, what I'm sharing with you is authentic, it's real. So that's one of my videos. You can go look at it on my channel, that you'll see that entity move. If you pay close attention, I didn't doctor it. Look, I'm making a video now, live stream, and I can't wait. I hope at some point, because I really want to make some videos out and about, capturing some, real life, some footage outside of just sitting here as a talking head. But I'm not that technical savvy I'm okay, but I'm not patient enough to sit and try to edit that's not my forte. I like creating the idea, the concept, writing it down, sketching it out, acting, directing. That I love those things. But sitting down editing, I've taken editing courses. That's not for me. I can't. No, it won't work. So I didn't doctor that video in any way. And I actually do have a tape that I wish it's a little. But I'm not sure if they've taken it from me, because I have this bag of these little tapes when I was. They're little micro tapes. So you need a certain the camera that will record the micro tapes. So it was a little video camera with the mini DV tapes, where I've videoed this thing that came at me years ago in Ridgecrest, California. This thing, and it looked. It was weird. It actually appeared to be organic with intelligence, because it had a certain altitude. It was like the altitude when I first saw it, stepped out and saw it. The altitude, I don't know, 300,000 feet. That's not my. But the thing is, when it saw me, it actually altered its course and made a pivot to come directly to me. So, but anyway, I'm getting off of it. I'm saying I can go into that story another time, but because I do want to talk more about all the experiences that I've had, the encounters, the conversations, the teaching. So a lot of my teaching doesn't just come from reading books. My teaching comes from these beings as a child. A lot of it I didn't really comprehend until I started, evolving into my seasons. So now a lot of information, the dots are just now starting to connect even more. Now I'm really understanding, how they were trying to teach me telepathy and how to operate this. Sorry, Caucasians, you're not the only contactees and abductees out there. There are many of us melanated and I have tons of stories, experiences, both in the multidimensional and the paranormal. So I'm the real deal. I'm not here to pull your leg, no. Everything I'm sharing is coming from the heart. It really is. I've always wanted to be that it's a part of my alignment. I've always wanted to seek truth and share truth. I discovered seeking truth when I was when I was a child, because I had questions of these experiences I was having, and none of my family members could answer them for me. Church couldn't do it for me. So I had to seek. See, seeking truth is an action. It is a self-sacrificing action that you have to make within yourself. And you have to understand, by law of truth, it is not going to appease your false belief system. When you want to believe something, truth is not going to appease that. That is a choice you're making to hang on to a false belief. The law of truth cannot appease that. It will not. It can only be what it is. And the universe is about simplicity. See, we make things complicated because we've been taught and led to do that. Life is so simple. It truly is so simple. It's already set up for us by natural law. You understand, we're living in a world where these things want to invert that because they are at war with the high creator. That's their war. Stay out of it. Every day you're servicing and being a part of their war. And you're telling the creator right in the universe to its face, I'm playing for that team. Pardon me, you're playing for that team. Not me. Cancel that. I'm playing for the creator's team, the Most High, sustainer of all the worlds, the omnipotent main energy, the major supreme energy source. I'm on that team. And this is why they continue to try and disrupt my life. But it's okay. All this that I've gone through, losing family, friends, and so forth, it's okay. Because you know what? I'm still standing. I'm still strong. And I'm still going to keep pushing. I'm still going to keep in my alignment. Yeah, you may break me. You may get to me. I might have a moment here and there. But you're not going to thwart me until this body is done. And I don't fear that. I didn't have doubts. I don't fear that. Fear of death is what you think is death. That's what people who are living in lower consciousness. Once you understand what this world really is, there's no death. You're energy. How can you die? Show me where energy dies. You are energy in physical form. This will be done, but all the essence within it is immortal. It's continuous. That's why my karma and everything I do is important to me. And that's why whatever I share with people, whatever I share with you all, is coming from the heart. And is of the truth as I have learned it and know it. I don't share opinions. I don't do opinions. Because opinions are based on levels of consciousness. And if a person is living in their ego and all they do is throw out opinions, then you won't listen to that. No. I take responsibility in what I share with you. I take responsibility. So therefore, what I share with you, I know to be truth. Because if you take it and you apply it to your life and it wrecks you, and you're truly living in your true self, and it's what I share with you is serving you, I'm responsible for that. That goes on my karma. Which is another reason I steer away from surface issues. All I complain about, again, I'm going to get into that in the next video. But so anyway, I went over the time that I actually wanted to do with this video, and I'm going to stop this one and go on to the next topic because, like I said, I got quite a bit I'd like to discuss. Messages I want to get out before I end up, or whatever. I'm at this crossroads. So, yeah. But anyway, people, understand what you're up against. Understand when you understand the nature of a thing, you know what it's capable of. It's that simple. When you understand the nature of a thing, you now know what it's capable of. Keep your babies, keep your children offline. Take their pictures down. Stop parading them. If you want to send something to a family member of your children or whatever, you want to share it with family and friends, send it to them directly. You don't need your children on your public, your damn social sites. It's ridiculous. Take them down. My suggestion: you're gonna do what you want to do because you're wrapped up in your ego. You don't want to understand. You don't want to understand. You don't want to understand. Who is that? Can I respond to that? Greetings. And thank you. You're too kind. I can barely see that picture, but thank you. Stay tuned. I'm about to cut this segment and do another topic on another segment, but I'm glad you joined in, and I appreciate your time and energy. So again, people, keep your children offline. Take them off your social sites, because you are serving, you don't understand, you're putting your children on a chopping block. And if your child meets the ingredients of one of these predators, whether it's a molester or a being that wants to eat, that eats children, you're telling them everything they need to know in order to manipulate a situation to take your child from you. These agents are walking around, they're watching you. People, you're walking down the street, you pass at the park, at the store, you're being watched. You're being observed. These agents, these matrix agents are real. Like I said, share your children amongst your family and friends directly. Take those pictures and videos and information, take that shit down off your social sites, because you're just sitting there putting your children in harm's way. This is the World Wide Web, and it is plagued with parasites, and it has its own consciousness manifesting itself into our realm by possessing physical bodies. And now, with CERN, many of them have already just crossed into our dimensional realm. They just make you think you're looking at something that is also an earthling, and you're not. That being said, I cancel this video. Oh, pardon me. I thank everyone that joins. I thank everyone who watches it later. I'm grateful to you. I wish you nothing but peace, love, prosperity, joy, and abundance. May your higher true self find its way to its true alignment. And may you shine. May you evolve. May you fulfill your purpose here. May you accomplish what you came here to do. Evolve, people. Evolve. Raise that state of consciousness. Walk in that state of consciousness. Be that state of consciousness. Peace and love.